So for the hollow arch this month, we're just working front and back, doing a minute hold each side for 3 sets. Your basic version you want to get down is just focusing on the spine, so bringing the legs back in to shorten the lever, bring the arms down, so that way you maintain that nice C curve. It's very mild, it's a long dish through the spine. What you'll find the hardest thing is to keep the neck condition and let that catch up to the rest of the core. So keeping that head back, trying to move the mouth. To make that harder, you start to extend the legs out, and then you can bring the arms up and overhead. If you find that you can kind of get a decent position but you just can't maintain it for the full minute, you can break it up into sets, but you want to avoid doing the harder versions if you can't maintain a decent amount of time. Just come back to an easier version and try and build up that postural endurance, because you're trying to condition them to get that low level response, hold the spine better together, and you're not looking for that really heavy loading that's like when you're doing, heavier lifting. You're trying to condition the spine in a way that it has that low level tissue tolerance for postural endurance. And then from there, to make it harder, you can add in the dislocate. So you're holding that position there and then gradually bringing the arms up. You protract the scaps, and then you're going to elevate those scaps overhead, back of the fists come down, and then coming back down to the thighs. You can bring the hands closer together to make it heavier and harder, and you can spend more time overhead in that position as opposed to that position to make it harder as well. But a full minute of that is pretty tough, so just work the level that you can maintain. You should be able to breathe naturally throughout. If you find you're holding your breath, you're most likely doing a version that's too heavy. So you should be able to keep breathing smoothly. Ideally, you get it down to 4 breaths a minute. So you're doing inhale for 5, out for 5, hold out for 5. So each breath is a 15-second cycle. From there, you're going to go into the stomach. The easy version is just arms in that cobra position, not even lifting the legs off and then lifting the legs up. You go into a T, a Y, come up overhead. Once you've got back down, you can start quite wide with the dislocate, really trying to feel that scap retraction. So you're retracting them and depressing them there. You want to keep a fairly long arch. You can come up higher like that, but it's nice to get that nice long arch, so it'll give you a better loading. And from there, you just bring the hands closer together. Really try and feel the scaps move around the rib cage. The closer you get, the harder it's going to be on that shoulder flexibility. Works quite well. A minute front back, but remember, stay with the version so you can maintain a smooth breath and that you can maintain a good holding position. If you find you're shaking or you have to stop and start too much, just drop it back, make it easier, build it up. It will come up. It just takes a bit of patience, but it's so important to build that postural endurance. Like if you're looking at these, a lot of people say these are kind of a waste of time for the front lever and the back lever. And it's true that they're more of a strength movement and they're much heavier, but you still got to maintain stability from the spine out. You might be really strong on the muscles on the outside and be able to hold 5 seconds in a hard front lever or hard back lever, but what keeps your body together is these low level responses as well. So it's all got to work together, and you've got to have those different levels of tissue tolerance depending on the loading parameters to maintain a healthy spine and healthy movement patterns. So get into it, get 3 sets done, 6 minutes.